We have our class to follow lecture on Mondays, which doesn't mean that you don't come to the skills lab possibly on a Thursday or Wednesday if you're not in, clinical on those days. So this should be a friendly place. This should be a safe place. Okay, this is where we practice. We do things here that we really aren't hurting anybody, especially if it's a mannequin or, we're doing role playing. So I want you to feel safe here. This is where you can say something and maybe you're not sure if it's quite right. And, you guys need to be kind to each other and use respectful voices and not laugh. But we're all here to learn. Some of you have been in hospitals and know what's the deal with patient identification, some of the skills that we need to do, such as blood pressure, vital signs, temperatures, all of that. And what I want to do is make sure I get to know you very well, because where you live and your skill base is where we try to decide where you're going to go for your clinical experience. So I did upload Getting to Know You form, and it's stuff on there like if you have a nickname, where you live, give me your zip code because that helps me, past experiences. It's already been uploaded under 104. It's very important that I get that as soon as possible, because just like you had the big rush for all your medical clearances, the same thing. I get to assign you, and I have to know if everything you've got, where you are, and we're trying to place you at a at a clinical facility that works. Like, you don't have to drive 2 hours to get to. The majority of our clinicals start very early. In the real world, most of the time, all nurses start at 7 and do a 12-hour shift, 7 to 7:30 or what have you. But with us in 104, it's fundamentals. We'll probably, have a 6-hour, and the way it works out kind of depends on your instructor and you guys. Okay, as a group, you'll be broken down into 10, and 10 people is what the BRN says is okay to send to one clinical site. So you'll be under the tutelage of whether it be myself or Miss Walker, or you'll get to meet the other two adjuncts on week 3. So we all pretty much have the same documentations and the same sort of expectations. We just all do it a little bit differently, but it's still valuable nursing skills and just the whole process of understanding the world of nursing, the world of patients, and what does it mean to have ADLs or, positions of comfort and different things. It's almost like a new language when you come to nursing. And so this semester we're going to be checking in with you as far as terms, because there's nothing that breaks my heart more than, well, I've had my heart broken many times, but that's another story. But anyway, getting to the point of, you're in a test question, you're in 104, it's a question that has a word in it that you don't know because it's a new medical word, and it's really kind of hard for you to answer the question because you don't understand the context of that word. So I really want you to work on your vocabulary. Every one of your skills chapters has some vocabulary. Your 104 has vocabulary, and we have abbreviations. And knowing your terms, knowing the acceptable abbreviations is really important to deliver what kind of care? Safe. Remember, I'm talking about, that's my new vital sign. Safety. Safety in communication, safety, personal identifications, all of that is crucial for you to deliver the best care. Being mindful, that's a hot word right now. In fact, I can give you a website. They have a little course on mindfulness, and I've taken it several times just to be, mindful. It's not meditating, but it's just like being focused, thinking about what you're doing as you're doing it, instead of your breakup last night with that crazy dude you've been dating way too long. And you finally figured it out. Separated. No. But anyway, going back to Mindful nursing. Mistakes happen when people are not paying attention. So I want, and I know Ms. Walker wants this too, we want you to develop the habits of hand washing, the habits of looking, never even touching a patient without looking at their wristband. Making sure the wristband's correct. Oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe how many mistakes I have found, and I'm the visitor, I'm not even the staff there, and I'm like, that isn't your birthday? No. I mean, how could you have been in the hospital for 3 days with the wrong birthday? Boing. I have no idea. So it's up to you, every one of you in this room, it's up to you to make sure that your patients are treated safely, identified, the correct amount of medication, the correct documentation. Oh, that's pretty exciting, but also it has a responsibility. And we will do everything in our power to make it happen. Ta-da! I'm done. 3:50 at what? No, I'm just kidding. Done, you know. Done. Oh my goodness! Is that next?
Excuse me.
Will the team stand up? We have the privilege of having some wonderful people here to help us facilitate your growing skills. And so, would you self-introduce each of yourself and tell them where you came from and all that good stuff?
Yeah, my name is Shiraz Bala. I graduated from LACC, and I currently work at Seminole Hospital in New York.
And my name is Layla, and I'm here for the skills, and I once upon a time worked at Kaiser up the street in critical care. I just retired.
Really?
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you lucky ducky.
Retire.
Let's go and do some retirement fun.
Yeah.
My name is Ashley Baker. I also graduated from LACC and work at Sentinel in the yard as well.
So we're very, very lucky because you'll see that they went through here and they are wonderful nurses.
We are.
It's like full circle to see the sunshine of seeing our work, and I remember day one with both of them.
Yeah.
It's like I have this rite of passage of everybody seems to go through moi and moi. You too, honey. So the internet's not working at all?
I'm restarting.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, does everyone know who I am?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Depending on
She
the
looks
hair.
different.
Yeah, but I have new hair every 2 weeks. So I always have to introduce myself. I'm Cynthia Walker. I'm a professor that's co-teaching with this class. I also am the instructor for your medical surgical class at Nursing 105, which will start in October. So, and I'm the one that's been calling people asking for your clinical medical clearance stuff and get that TB test done and where's your CPR card and all that kind of stuff. So if there's people that have medical packets to give to me today, that would be great. That will help facilitate us getting these to clinical placements faster. If you do not have them today, please bring them tomorrow. I want to be done tomorrow so that we know exactly where to place you. They need to be put in the system so they know that everyone has been officially cleared to go to clinical.
I'm a late ad.
When did you get added?
Last
August?
month. Yeah.
So that means you should have your stuff tomorrow.
I'm just. Can I submit all the? The only thing I don't have is the CPR card. I'm just waiting on it. I can submit everything in the meantime if you'd like.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as I have at least 90% of the things,
Okay.
the 1 or 2 things that are missing, I can handle. But I need to get something.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can't even make assignments to facilities.
No, I can't. We can't do anything until.
And we'll give you more instructions, because some of them want originals to see them, even though you have copies. So it's been very interesting to me that it's really gotten like a higher security as far as pre-reqs. So,
So yeah, medical clearance. So how many of you guys still need to submit medical clearances to me? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, we appreciate it. All right, so let's get that tomorrow, please. Then that way we can move things right along.
Oh, mine is due on the 4th.
Everything is due on the 4th. I want it tomorrow.
But I just need to get the flu shot.
Okay. Well, you have until October.
Yeah, you usually
So
don't
the
stay
flu
with
shot is
promotion.
fine.
Yeah.
Because technically flu season does not start until October the 1st.
Because I went to Cedars and another place and they say they don't even offer it right now.
Right,
Right,
because it's not
a
flu
new
season.
strain, a new year.
Okay,
you know,
good.
It's like
Yeah.
fashion.
I have
So
everything else.
that's probably the only thing that I'm waiving as far as not having.
Uh-huh.
But everything else that's on your
Oh.
checkoff, you should already have. Yes.
Yes, and for me it's the hepatitis B. That I got the first shot and they
Yeah,
told me
well,
that I have to wait.
We'll take care of that.
As long as we have your packet, I can already automatically see when things are due.
Okay.
So
Just
make
bring
it
me
happen.
your stuff,
Okay, great.
and I'll call you if there's problems.
She does his luck.
Okay?
Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Is there anyone else that's getting problems logging onto the internet? Because I can't do what I want to do without going into. You can't log in, huh?
I logged in pretty good.
I mean,
You're in?
logged in okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professor Upshaw, you said you needed our birthday, all the information so you can place us properly. Where do we go to get that? You said under 115, but where under
No,
115?
it's under 104.
I'm sorry, yeah, 104. But where under?
The syllabus. There's anything that I've uploaded there is all under syllabus. So it has clinical evaluation.
Like this is 103. She said 104.
Is it the student survey, Professor?
Yeah, it's on one of those.
Survey, yes.
Oh, down. Oh, here it is. I found it.
Click on that.
Correct.
I think it's like
Probably
the
just
picture and all that.
No way.
Okay.
Oh, you eating like fruity balooty? I mean, fruity bubbles? Fruity
I'm
Whistles?
gonna talk about that. All right, so, is there any
I love
questions
mint
for me
salsa,
before I
actually.
kind of start going through stuff? And then you guys are gonna ask the questions and
Oh,
I'll.
here it is.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like the kind of.
This is the second half.
Oh, because there's one where she wants to go on the forum and like put your picture
So
up
log me out.
and talk about you or something like that.
Really?
All right,
I don't
so
know.
what I has everyone attempted to log on to eTube?
Yes.
Is everyone signed on to eTube? Is there anyone that is not signed on to eTube? You need to be added? Okay, give me your student ID number and I'll add you at the end of it. You gave it to, you have it?
Which person? I didn't hear the word. Oh, yes. An
On-
audit.
No, to be added to eTube. You just
Yeah.
need a student ID and then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I have to find out if she's auditing.
She can still add it, we can add her, yeah.
We can add her. We don't.
I'm not added to 105.
Mine though, right now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
How do you get the internet?
I don't know. I mean, you can sign up too. If I
Oh,
can
yeah,
sign
yeah,
up, you
yeah,
can sign
yeah.
up.
Let me lock you out. Then lock
Logo can sign up.
She must have.
I was feeling a certain kind of way.
All right, I'll be right back. I want to get the
Okay, okay. All right, so what was I saying? You were saying something about eTube?
I'm not added to 105.
Well,
Is that okay?
that's okay, because
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
start
start
until
until
October.
October, so
You
you're
have to
fine.
pass 104 to get to 105.
Okay.
So,
And even if you are
are
signed
you
on,
on
you wouldn't
104?
open
It's not on my schedule.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, it's on my schedule too.
Krista.
yeah, you're here. All right, let's double check and make sure we have the right number later.
Yeah.
Because we did have a couple people with wrong, student ID numbers.
So we'll work on that. Right
So
now, let's just
anybody
focus.
that has a personal thing like that, we'll chit chat.
All right, so once we have access, everyone should have access to 115. Everyone should have access to 104. That will be our primary source of communication for the rest of the semester for our courses. All of our exams are on there. All of our quizzes are on there. All of our announcements are on there. I cannot stress enough. Look at the dates and time of due dates for your assignment. Okay? Did anyone not hear me? Please, again, make sure you look at the time and dates for your assignments. And that includes quizzes, exams, any kind of homework we might assign you. Because I cannot tell you how many people will email me the next day and say, oh my God, Professor Walker, I didn't know that quiz closed at 11. Can I take it again? What do you think I'm going to tell you? No. Yeah. So, because I make this announcement in the beginning, this is my disclaimer. Okay? Make sure you're paying attention to the dates and time of your assignment. Okay? Like I said, that's our main line of communication, so that's something that you should be constantly checking daily. If you have questions for each other, there's an access on there that's called a group discussion, where you guys can ask each other questions. There's also another group discussion that we give you assignments through, and then you can respond that way, where that way we all can share information. I get to see what you put in, and everyone else gets to see what you put in. If you have a private message that you want to send out to one of us, there's also a button that you can do to do that. If there's any particular questions that you may have, if there's something that's going on for whatever reason that we're not able to come to class or something, that's our main communication that will say either we're late or something's happened where we're not coming to class. So usually it gets second to your primary email. So whenever there's something going on like that, it'll be high alerted to eTubes, and it will also be added to your email. Okay? Is there any questions in regards to eTubes?
So if you have a clinical instructor, such as Negretta Austin or Sheila Papilano, they will also give you instructions as well as how to contact them if you're not able to be arriving to clinical on time, or there's some hiccup in life that always happens. So you follow the instructions on a clinical day per your clinical instructor. Okay, and we all give you numbers and stuff like that with parameters as to when you can call. And don't call Negretta Austin on Sunday morning when she's in church. I don't care what the problem is, you're not in clinical that day. And that is happening. So please be respectful of us. We have one. They do.
Okay, so I have uploaded a schedule for you under 115, somewhere in there. Can't remember where, probably in the schedule. What it looks like is like this, and it will give you a breakdown of all of the skills and things that we'll be going over from today all the way up to our last week here, when we're here Tuesday, Wednesday. So just to kind of give you a heads up, we're here for the first 3 weeks, Monday through Thursday, everybody, okay? So Monday is our normal here clinical skills day. You would wear your lab coat, okay, to class, and we would be doing our demonstration and our skills in this classroom along with our lab assistants. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays, on this first 3 weeks, it will be as if we were in the hospital. So that means that your attire should be as if you are in the hospital. That means you should be wearing scrubs and your white leather tennis shoes or white tennis shoes as if you're coming to clinical. Your watch, second hand, should be with you. If you do not have a watch, you need to get one, okay? Because that we have vital signs that we rely on our watch. So you need to make sure you have a watch. So by tomorrow, what does everyone have to have?
Watch.
A watch, okay? Is there anyone that doesn't have uniform?
What about the shoes?
Okay, so usually the first week is okay. If you have your uniform, you're okay to bring it. If you don't, it's okay. Just make sure you're wearing tennis shoes. But by the following week, everyone should have uniforms. Okay?
Do people?
She raised her hand first.
Shoes, do they have to be leather or can they, okay.
Leather. I was just wondering on Tuesday and Wednesday, do people just come to class in full uniform, or do they change for this class in particular?
Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the first 3 weeks in the schedule that I posted for you guys are clinical days, and we're training you on what to do when it's time for you to actually go into the hospital.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So it's full
what you have to treat you as if you're actually going to the hospital, so that means you have to be in an appropriate attire.
On Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, that's what you need to do. Tuesdays and Wednesdays is from 8:30 to 3. You don't have to write this down. It's on YouTube.
Is it? Jeez.
Everything is on E2. If you want to be specific
Where?
where I exactly put it, it is under syllabus. So if you click syllabus, the first thing you'll see is a 3-week schedule. Okay? It'll give you a breakdown
Oh,
of
it
every
is, in
single
military
skill
time.
that we'll be going through for the next 3 weeks. Okay? Has Professor Upshaw talked to you guys about HIPAA?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so you guys know that there's a form that you guys need to fill out, and that little review course, that's also in your schedule and when that's submitted and when that needs to be done. Okay, so just go home and take a look at that. We're going to be starting today, but for the rest of the day, we need to make sure that we kind of try to stick to the plan as close as possible. There will be tweaks, just work with it, but at least you know exactly what to enter. Okay?
The majority of the things that you're graded on during skills is mostly just the skills portion or vocabulary, as I was saying. We really will start prepping you for mathematics and metrics. Some of you grew up with metrics, it's no big a deal. Other people didn't. So I uploaded some of the metric conversions, okay, and you're going to be running into some of that with farm as well. But I really need you guys to really, we'll start giving you, you know, quizzes and tests to kind of get you ready, because we will have a definite metric math quiz that counts once we start giving medications, and we do that in 104. We have to know that you could convert, you know, milligrams into grams and vice versa. It's all pretty easy if you grew up with it. Or if you're have a math phobia, and I've had students that had terrible math phobias, please come to us. We will help you. We will get that organized. That does not need to be an albatross. You know what that is? That's the thing that holds the boat in the water. You know, an albatross kind of thing. And a bird as well. But anyway, it's so hard.
I know. There's a couple of changes that we need to make for the syllabus, so that's why it's not available yet. So once those things get adjusted, it should be available tonight.
I hope so. We have a new curriculum, and we're trying to update things so that all the points are.
It's a point thing.
It's a
Points
point
have
thing.
changed, so we gotta adjust this to it. But there's a lot of skills that we have to get checked off, and what I mean by check off is I do a demonstration of a skill. And once I've done a demonstration of a skill, you will have a skills book. Everyone have a skills book? You should be having a skills book.
Well, you should definitely bring your skills book.
Okay, your skills book. This is the book that we usually go by as your guide for your skill. And then you go out into stations with our clinical lab techs and assistants, and then you will actually get practice, and then you will actually get watched by someone to get checked off to make sure that you've done that skill correctly. Okay? So that list needs to also be adjusted, and once we get the full adjustment, then we'll also get that today. But the first two that we need to do, we may only get the one today, and then we'll do the rest during the rest of the week. Okay? The skills checkoff list is something that you guys do need to print. We don't print. I did print the first two because it's the first day of class, of course. But after that, it will be uploaded to E2, so you need to make sure that you print. I would recommend just printing everything in a little packet at one time, so that throughout the weeks, you could just pull it out of your folder for that particular skill. Okay? Anything else that you guys have questions on in regards to this class?
They need to know that they need to order their Grace Skills Kit, which is under 115, and I was going to send it out earlier because I got it, but I'd rather have us order the right size gloves, because I figured your kit will have it'll be good for the rest of the semesters, okay? And it has a box of gloves, it has sterile gloves, it has a Foley catheter. We did eliminate some of the IV stuff because it was, you don't use that until later, and it was blown up in the skills kit stuff in the car and stuff. We cannot keep them here. You have to, you know, they're going to be shipped here once you order and pay for it. And I believe it's, that one's 50, it used to be 57, now it's 56.81, something like that.
Where do we order the skills kit from?
It's the order form is under 115, it's called Grace Skills Kit. So once you order it, And you have to use the LACC code number, and they change it every year.
Is it on the home?
I don't have that imprinted in my brain, but it's under 115. Under, well, we usually put everything under syllabus that's important. So that's important because that has all your
The only thing
bandages, all those kinds of things that you'll be using for sign-offs and stuff.
that's this. It's not under
And, make
So
sure,
that's this right
if you
here.
have a question
We'll open it
about
again.
what size, you know, come
Scroll
in,
down,
we'll
maybe?
figure it out. But the box of gloves will be like a standard box like this. And we usually are pretty good about getting stuff that's latex free. If you do have a latex allergy, you need to come and talk to me. And, wow, got a box there. Is that what you're gonna talk to me about?
No, the skill set. It's not on my.
Yeah, it's not.
You wanna take a look how it looks like?
Don't worry about it. Don't
We'll
worry
get
about
it, don't worry.
It'll be in there. It's something that we can work on throughout the week. It's not something that needs to be done today, right now, okay? But it does something, that is something that we eventually need to get in by before the week is over. I hate to cut you off.
No.
But I'm the timekeeper, if you don't know. I'll kind of try to make sure that things get moving along. Because we actually, I forgot, we have to go to the library to do a library orientation today. So I'm going to see if we can push to 3:30.
Library?
Yeah, we have to do library orientation. The whole
Even
class.
even if we have been bed but 3 times
Yes,
already.
the whole class. We have to say
Every-
nursing
every
department,
single
the
time.
PRN is
is
making
making us do that, making sure that you have so many wonderful resources. So now we have to document that you've been to the library with nursing. I know. And
All right.
you know,
Sorry.
so you want to do that or no?
I'm gonna see if we can push to 3:30.
Okay.
I already have Ashley checking that.
Oh.
But basically, let's start on what the schedule is talking about, which is communication. Does anyone know what AIDEN is?
All right, Mr.
No.
Lopez is shaking his head yes. Sorry, I know you now.
Who?
It's how you communicate to a patient.
Okay.
It's knowledge
Excellent.
introduced or issued.
See?
Okay, wait. Don't talk so fast.
Alright.
So it's a form of communication that we are using in the hospitals. More and more hospitals are starting to utilize this type of communication. The biggest, I guess, barrier or problem that we have as teachers is how we can teach you how to communicate to your patient. And it's very difficult to do that depending on the personality that you have. A lot of people that are very outspoken, used to talking to people can easily do that. But for the more quiet, timid, stand like this kind of person, it's going to be hard for them to learn how to walk into a room and communicate to someone. It does take some time. It does take practice. So we're going to have to learn how to practice with each other. And then we can be able to comfortably do that to your patient. Because there will be times where you'll need to communicate to your patient, the doctor, the nurses, the family members, and you need to be able to know how to communicate back and forth, and other nurses and coworkers. And you'll need to know.
Sorry, I
Turn
turned
it
it
on
off. I
vibrate.
did.
Turn it off.
It's on
Good.
vibrate. What the
Learn how
heck?
to communicate amongst each other, okay? And so like he was saying, it usually starts off with what? Acknowledge.
Yeah, good one.
So you're acknowledging the patient. You're not just walking in the room and just doing stuff, cleaning up and tidying up and having a person there. You're not acknowledging that person, okay? And what's the next one?
Introduce.
Introduce. So what you will do is say, hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm a student nurse from Los Angeles City College, and I will be your nurse today. Okay? Is there anything that I can help you with? That's the first thing you're going to ask.
Sounds nice.
It does.
So then once you get that information back from your patient, then that's when you start thinking about why your patient is here, what needs to be done for your patient. If you're doing clinical in the morning, you're going to be thinking about the same thing you do in the morning is the same thing they need in the morning. So that means AM care, bed making, toileting, all that stuff that you do when you get up in the morning, that needs to be done for them as well. Okay? What's D?
Duration.
Oh, yes. What do they mean by duration?
How long are you going to take to do whatever procedure is?
So if you're going to explain to them, okay, I need to do your AM care, I need to change your bed and brush your teeth, it'll take about 15 minutes. Or I need to do a morning assessment for you today. How's your pain? I need to do your vital signs. That'll take me about 15 minutes. Or if they're going to, if you're coming to get, let's say you've just finished doing a procedure and you need to do a follow-up assessment to make sure everything that has worked, you need to say, I've just given you, I've just checked your blood sugar. Now I'm going to leave for about 30 minutes and I'll come back and recheck your sugar to see what it is. That way you communicate to that patient an expectation and a time frame, so that way they're not in the room just not knowing what's going on. Because if you don't do that, Jaco will come in there and they'll talk to your patient and say, oh, do you know who your nurse is? Oh, I don't know. Some girl with curly hair. Oh, well, do you know, did she tell you what you need to get done? No, not really. She just, changed my bed and she gave me my food tray and then she just left. Okay? So you want to make sure that you are giving all of these information. What's the next one?
Explain.
Explanation. Woo. And I have on white. Explanation. So anything that you're going to do, you need to what? Explain the procedure. So that means explain it before you do it. Okay?
Even touch.
You make sure that you are saying, hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm going to be your student nurse today from LA City College. I'm going to be making your bed and getting your morning care and then getting your food and bringing it in for you when it's time for you to eat. Okay? And the last one is thanking. Okay? So at the end of your conversation, just say, is there anything else I can help you with? No? Okay, well, thanks. And if you need anything, please don't feel free to call.
Right.
Okay?
And the part of your checkoff would be, is that call light near that patient? Making sure they feel safe, or they've got everything done.
Absolutely.
And you can't do everything at the time that maybe you want to do it, so you have to also be culturally thinking about their timing, how they're feeling, and if they're in a level 9 out of 10 in pain, obviously it's going to rearrange things a little bit as far as your lineup, but you need to be taking care of the pain. Oopsie.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Professor, what's the difference between acknowledge and introduce?
You're introducing yourself,
Yeah.
who you are, because what happens is in a hospital, everybody's wearing scrubs, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell the difference between who the doctor is or who a respiratory therapist is? Because they both wear lab coats.
Well, I understand how to introduce myself, but acknowledgement is
So that's the
first.
main reason why they want you to introduce yourself, so the patient knows that you are the student nurse, that person's the doctor, that person's a respiratory therapist, and that person's a registered nurse.
I know, yeah, I'm familiar with that one, but acknowledge, because acknowledge is the first step. So to me, I'm thinking, okay, introduction would be the first step, like, hi, I'm your student nurse, but acknowledgement is first. So what's the?
It's really closely linked.
So they're like the same.
Yeah, but if you notice, I notice because I'm the instructor, so I'll just watch you as you go in, and there's a lot of people that will go in and just start doing stuff before they start communicating with their patient. Okay. Yes.
If you take care of the patient every day and do the same thing every day and over, then
No. You wouldn't have to go as detailed. Hi, Mr. Smith, I'm back again for day 2. How are you feeling today versus yesterday? And then kind of,
Who's tall in here?
Who's tall?
I need someone to turn that monitor on for me.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's why.
Step up on the stairs.
I'm a
So you can tweak some of these for people who your third time seeing the same patient, but that doesn't mean you don't do this. That doesn't mean you don't do this. That doesn't mean you don't do this. Right? So just to say general consensus, you want to stick to this.
And if you're giving medication, I don't care if she's your next door neighbor. we're going to go through the whole rigmarole, identifying if you've got the computer, you know, scanner thing, because they won't find a hospital that is not doing that 100% of the time. You can go out and take the medicines with you. We'll get something to mix it with because I can't stand the taste of it. You would come back in and do it again. Capiche? You know what that means? You do? What does it mean? Yes, just in case somebody else isn't. I talk international.
Oh, you think that would help, right?
What, capiche?
Hooking it up.
Oh.
I'm
I'm
like,
sorry.
where did we go?
I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, outstanding awards. Am I there?
Okay, there we go. All right, so this is a
I'm just gonna get that.
short little. I'll make sure it doesn't blast you.
Standing at a good clinical outcome. While the ultimate goal isn't the only thing that there's a lot we can do to reduce patient anxiety and improve their satisfaction.
You guys hear it?
Yeah.
What that falls on our part is understanding that a good clinical outcome, while the ultimate goal, isn't the only thing that counts. How we treat patients as people can be as important to them as how we treat their bodies. That can get lost in the midst of delayed tests, busy schedules, backed-up appointments, or day-to-day stress. The A component of ADET is acknowledge. It's important to acknowledge the patient's presence, show that you appreciate them, and act genuine. Remember, when we see a patient, they are not at their best. There are a lot of emotions going on there. They are scared and vulnerable and looking to us for answers. Acknowledging the patient includes being appreciative, authentic, and approachable, all of which address those fears and anxieties. Hi.
Oh. Doctor didn't even care about me. She moved my bandages without even saying a simple hello.
Let's try this again. Really, that could be better. I did say hi. I did acknowledge him. Certainly you can do better. Try again.
Come in.
Hi, Mr. Johnson. How are you today?
I'm doing okay.
How is that foot feeling for you? Much better. Did you see Dr. Hamanat waited for the patient to acknowledge them, said hello, and gave a friendly touch on the shoulder? Again, this reaches the patient on an emotional level and helps reduce the patient's anxiety. Also, we wouldn't want to catch the patient in a compromising position now, would we? Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Hello?
So that means knock on the door first.
Now the last component of ADET, thank the patient. The healthcare market is competitive and patients do have a choice on where they receive their care. All these components are shown to effectively decrease anxieties. By thanking the patient, you're providing a final opportunity to show that you appreciate their choosing KSB and extending to them another opportunity to ask questions.
Well, I've always been comfortable here at KSB. I've always been impressed with the treatment I've received and the way my family's been treated.
Oh, thank you for those kind words. We're delighted that you've chosen KSB for your healthcare needs. We'll be checking on you frequently, but I'd be delighted to come answer any questions if you just put the call light on. We just want you to have an outstanding experience here and give you the most compassionate care that you could hope for. Do you have any questions for me?
Sorry, I asked for scrambled. This is over easy.
Now scrambled.
I'll have the BLT with the French fries. Miss, I think our waitress is asleep.
Yeah, she's tired. We haven't slept a lot lately. When she wakes up, she'll take your order.
But we're really hungry.
Leave her alone. Do I come to your job and wake you up? Hi, can I take your order?
I can see how tired you are, man.
So that was about customer service. So I'm just gonna stop it there. A lot of the hospitals are using this because at the end of every month, they do a evaluation, customer service evaluation, and they'll randomly call 3 or 4 people and say, so tell me about your service, tell me about your nurse, and how was your doctor? And then based on that, they will get a national survey sent out and rate how your hospital is. And depending on how well the rating of the hospital determines how much money the hospital gets paid. And if the hospital gets paid, then you get paid, okay? If the hospital doesn't get paid, guess who doesn't get paid? You don't, okay? And so when they start having negative comments and negative, they will intervene, they will backtrack, and they will trace it to see who that person was that caused that bad evaluation. So you don't want to be that one person because you decided to have that one bad day or PMSing or whatever, and you communicate that and you project that onto your patient, and they come back to you and say, oh, so you were that nurse that told that patient that she couldn't get out of bed to go grab some snacks. Okay. Is there any questions about ADIP? I'm going to show you another brief video about HIPAA. You guys had a brief description on what HIPAA is, so you should be able to tell me, right, what HIPAA is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does HIPAA stand for?
Health insurance, portability.
What does it stand for?
I heard portability. That made me happy.
Hospital insurance, portability.
Health insurance.
What does the H stand for?
Health.
Health. Okay. I. Information.
Portability.
What else?
Accountability.
Ability, yeah. The misconception is that the P stands for private, and it does not. The concept that was developed by the Department of Where's the other name? The Department of Health and Human Services is that we need to be able to somehow protect the patient, not just physically, but you need to be able to protect the patient's information, okay? And so this was developed to ensure that we had a way, and a standardized way of learning how to protect the patient's information. So, a perfect example, I work in the emergency room. So that means someone calls 911 for their mom, and they don't drive, so they take the mom to the hospital, and they call me 20 minutes later and ask me, is my mom alive? What can I say?
You never know who is on the other side of the phone.
Can we turn that speaker thing off?
She can't give.
Play it again, so.
Oh.
I think it means she can't give any information on the phone because she can know who is the other. I can tell I am the daughter of anybody.
Absolutely.
So,
I cannot verify that you are mom. Okay? Like again, I had a situation where I'm the nurse and I get a call for a patient that I had that was a GSW, meaning gunshot wound to the foot, and someone's calling and asking me, oh, is Mary Jones there? She was shot in the foot. What can I say?
I'm sorry, I'm unable to give that information.
Unfortunately, I am not able to give that information at this time. May I ask who you are? Oh, I'm the aunt. Okay, you know what my response is? Because I always try to put a positive to a negative. You never want to leave them with a negative comment. So I always say, you know what, unfortunately, I can't give you any information over the phone. But if you'd like to come to the hospital, and you'd like to come see your family member, you are totally free to do so. And that's how you start weeding out the people who are not really supposed to be coming to see that patient. So what usually happens about 50% of the time is that the people that call never come. And they could have been the one that shot the foot. Absolutely. Never know. We have stories. Okay, yeah. Yes. 2 questions before I pop the video.
So we're able to disclose that the patient's in the facility, but not any of the medical status or nothing at all?
No, I cannot say that either. So, but going back to that scenario, I never answered the question, right? I said, but if you want to come down and then verify for yourself, that's totally fine. Now, if it's an incident that's like a big police investigation, certain hospitals do have policies that say no visitors. A lot of policies will have patients under a different name. So that way, and then patient would be under the discretion of who they will allow to have.
Yeah.
So
if it's a high-profile person, you're not going to know that person.
But for sure, you're not telling anybody anything over the phone ever. So there's been times where, I would have a patient whose mom passed away, and the daughter's calling. She's like, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I can't drive down. And all I can say is, unfortunately, I cannot give you any information. Now, if the doctor gives me permission to call the daughter and say, it's okay for you to tell the daughter that their mom is here, I can do that. I can say, hi, my name is Cynthia. I'm calling from Centinela Hospital. I just called you to notify you that your mom is here, and the doctor would like you to come down to speak to you. Oh my God, is there anything going on with my mom? Unfortunately, I'm not really sure what's going on. The doctor's really requesting you to be here. And that's all I can say.
I don't like it.
I work in an ER, so. Was there? Oh yeah, there was.
What if, like, for example, there's somebody who's been at the hospital for an extended period of time, and there's family coming in and out. Are you allowed to give them like a status update over the phone, or do they have to come in?
No.
Nothing.
The doctor can.
The doctor.
But you as a nurse can.
Okay.
The doctor can say whatever he wants. We're under different regulations. They technically are under the same regulations, but they do have the legal authority to disclose information to the patient they feel, or the person they feel has authority to have that knowledge.
Even like if you're taking care of a patient and they want to have copies of the chart right then and there of what, you know, what's going on, you still can't do that. You have to have them go through medical records and have all the
Unless the doctor hands it to.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't have that happen very often.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Oh, that's great. My guys don't. But I'm in-house.
Yes, I'm saying, it's a difference between like ER department, depending on the department, they have their own policies.
Right,
So it
exactly.
really depends on the department.
And they have to sign a waiver in medical records and, you know, so it's like a little laborious, or a copy of the scan, but still it has to be, okay.
All right, I'm gonna show the short clip. Oh, wait. We ordered new speakers. Can you guys hear it?
I can tell she's just gonna run me all day long. She's just gonna be a bad one, I can tell. Did you bring her nose plug? I probably should. I'm like 3 Indian place like in the hall. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure.
Let me start that over.
It's taking forever. Do you want to take the stairs? Yeah, let's just go take the stairs. Okay.
Oh. You didn't start over. Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm about to give this patient 678. She's got C. diff, and I can tell she's just gonna run me all day long. And she's just gonna be a bad one, I can tell. Did you bring her nose plug? I probably should. I'm like 3 India place like in the hall. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure. This is taking forever. Do you want to take the stairs? Yeah, let's just go take the stairs. Okay. Oh god. Yeah. I'm calling the hospital administrator. I can't believe they're talking about my mom in front of me. What was her name? Jess. Did you get that other? I can't believe they were talking about that in the hallway.
My patient is 370 is having some complaints about her care from the nurse aide, so I thought since you're the nurse manager, I'd bring it to your attention.
Okay, I'll go talk to her.
Okay.
Hi, Miss Davidson. How are you doing today? I'm good. I'm the nurse manager, and I just wanted to talk to you about your care this evening. I heard that you're having some complaints about the nurse aide.
Yes, I just have some problems getting to the bathroom all the time. They just don't seem to want to answer my call fast enough. If I could fix that, I'd be very happy.
Okay, well, I will talk to them about that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. By the way, Brandon, can you believe that Miss Davidson is in the hospital and she has colon cancer? I know. I didn't even know that. But yeah, apparently she got it last week. They found out, and I don't know. I'll let you know when I find out more. They're gonna do some more tests and see how she's doing. But okay, I'll let you go. Okay.
Garrison. She only has about 6 weeks to live.
No, she's okay. She's sleeping.
Okay. She only has 6 weeks left to live, so we're just, she's in palliative care, so we're just kind of trying to make her as comfortable as possible. I gave her a last dose of morphine at 0600. So, but main thing, just keep her clean after the bowel movements and everything. Okay.
Miss Garrison, I heard you have 6 weeks to live. What happened to you? Well, good luck.
Oh, that's 370's call line.
Ew, discharge? Ugh.
Okay.
I'm not gonna watch the bloopers. So you guys can see how simple it is as getting report from another nurse. How you have to make sure you are watching any type of possible violations that you may do in your basic daily care. So there's a lot of hospitals that don't have individual rooms. So you, although they try to say you have to give bedside report, you have to be aware on how you're giving that information because you don't know what type of patient or family members are right next door to you, listening to everything that you're saying. And it's very hard to do. You just have to figure out a way to do it. A suggestion to do if it is something that's a shared room or something like that, you would give report outside of the room. You and your nurse that's coming on would go in, introduce, do the aided, okay? Let them know that you're just the nurse coming in from the night shift or the morning shift. You're going to get report, and then you'll be back in about 15-20 minutes to kind of take care of anything that needs to be taken care of. Then you'll step out of the room, and then you'll get your nurse-to-nurse report. Okay? Are there any questions on these little mini violations? Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next step. Hand washing. Okay? We need to do some proper techniques of hand washing. A lot of hospitals are doing either hand washing or gel in, gel out. My theory is you just want to do hand washing because there are certain chemicals, there's certain bacteria that are resistant to the gels. They're not 100% effective. They're about 98, depending on the manufacturer, and 92, depending on the manufacturer. It doesn't kill everything. So whenever you're walking inside of a room, even if it's two patients, like right here, we have one room, but you have a curtain that's splitting up your two patients. Whenever you're done with that one patient, you need to take off your gloves and wash your hands before you move on to the next patient. Even if you're just asking, oh, can you give me a cup of water? Oh, I dropped my pen. Okay? You want to make sure that you're constantly doing that because we are the person that, guess what? Spreads infection to most of the people. Okay? Has anyone heard of nosocomial infections? What does that mean? Hospital-acquired infection. Okay. One of the main reasons why they have an increase of the hospital-acquired infections is because of staff not doing proper clean technique for either procedures or just bedside care. Okay. And so because of that, we have to teach you the basics of how to properly wash your hands. How is that properly done?
Wash under running water for 30 seconds or longer.
Give me a more specific method.
Everywhere.
So you walk inside of the room. There usually should be a sink before you even get to your patient. That should be a visual reminder, like, oh, let me go wash my hands before I touch my patient. So that's the first thing you do. You walk inside of the room.
You turn on the hot water. Well, you inquire and acknowledge the patient like that.
Thank you.
And then you go, you turn on the warm water. You get soap and then you rub it.
No. You just turn on the water and you be careful you don't touch anything inside the sink.
Yes, but you're skipping a step. We did that already.
Do you apply the soap first?
No.
You get a paper towel, reach around the faucet, let it run a bit.
No, after.
Then put your hands in there. Then
yes, you can do that, but most hospitals now have that sensor. So you just put the sensor and your paper towel comes out. So you go in, you push the little button. These are really old. Oh, yeah, those are really old, but those should work. They usually have sensors where you don't have to use your hands to touch anything. So what do you need to do first? Rinse your hands off first. Okay? So you're not grabbing soap with dry hands to wash your hands first. You need to rinse your hands off first, and then you apply
the soap.
Your soap.
Yeah. And then you wash it everywhere.
Once you apply your soap, then you're going to be rubbing your hands together using all of the little creases and folds, okay, underneath your nails,
Underneath ring.
For how long?
At least 20, 30 minutes.
15 seconds, or you can sing the
ABC.
Happy Birthday song.
Oh, that.
20 seconds.
Okay, so that's approximately about 15 seconds. Once you've already lathered in soap, what do I need to do? Of course I'm going to wash. How am I rinsing off my hands?
You are not touching anything, and
No, I'm
you,
not touching anything.
you,
So my hands are dangled down,
yeah,
right? Why is this bad?
because you are.
Why is my hands being up not a good idea?
Because the water is.
Because the water that has all the bacteria that you've collected all day has just run down your arm, and you have to do it all over again. Okay? So you're going to put your hands underneath the water, and you're going to rinse how?
Down, hands
Okay?
downward.
But how am I doing that? Am I just going to go like this?
No, you are not.
Rinse under with
Am I
your
doing
hands
this?
No.
I'm not doing this either.
In a
No, you
circular
are just go
motion.
down and turn your.
Okay, so let's try this.
I can't believe somebody's teaching me how to wash my hands. I thought I had to down pat.
As basic as it sounds, you would see how many people don't do it right. And I don't know why we have brown water.
I know, I noticed that earlier.
They're probably all brown because of the construction. Okay, so like I said, these are old. They should kind of pump out, but just assume that was one of the kind of soap that just dispenses out. Now, generally, you don't have to wash your hands all the way up to your elbows unless you've done a specific type of procedure where you have dealt with body fluids. But generally, up to your wrist are what should be appropriate. So, like I said, you're making sure you're getting all the pieces and underneath it now.
Oh, we're doing hand washing?
Yeah.
Quick study. All right. This is the, while she's washing, are we watching her wash? Okay. Do you even have paper towels here?
We're going to find out. All right, so am I doing this?
No.
What am I doing?
Go down.
Downward.
Palm facing down. This happens every year.
I'm just going to rinse off.
The janitor.
Not touching the other hand.
Really?
Not touching either
Not
the.
touching the other hand.
And not touching in the
And
inside.
not touching anything else. I'm just letting my hand dangle and letting the water rinse off. Making sure to rinse off underneath your nails as well.
Activity until manana.
Last few days.
Bring my paper towel.
I don't want them.
It's full. Yeah, it doesn't have.
It's right next to
I
the
can break it.
and near the board. It's right there.
There. Right, but it's supposed to come out of there. Yeah. All right, let me be your whatever. Yeah.
All right, so drying is pretty much however you like it to be until you are doing, when we get to med-surg and we do operative scrubbing, surgical scrubbing, then the drying is a little more technically specific. But just making sure that you are completely drying your hands, okay? It doesn't need to be damp, it needs to be completely dry. Because what happens is if you put on sticky, damp hands under gloves, it sticks and then it increases the risk of it tearing. Okay, so you want to make sure that your hands are completely dry before you put on the gloves. Okay, so once you've done that, then you're going to go ahead and grab your gloves, and then depending on whatever procedure you're going to do, determine whether or not how many gloves you're going to need. Everyone now kind of knows their glove size.
Yeah, that's what I was going to work on. I want to make sure.
Generally, 75% are a medium,
Yeah.
and everybody else is either plus or minus. I tend to always put an extra pair in my pocket.
Fast. I can't hear. You can't hear me, no, I can hear, but it just all runs together.
Oh, okay.
Is it? Can you understand her when she talks fast?
Yeah.
Just
you.
I know.
All right. So generally, I always tend to put an extra pair of gloves in my pocket because guess what? if I'm doing a procedure that's, you know, over here and the gloves are way over there and then your gloves tear,
You have to go back and
it stops the flow. Absolutely. Okay? So if you see it tear and you haven't even touched the patient yet because you're too busy putting gloves on, just rip that off, throw that off, go in your pocket, grab a new one. Okay? Now, if you are touching your patient and you're doing a procedure and you're dealing with fluids,
you have to wash your hands.
then we're going to go and wash our hands.
After we take the gloves.
Okay? Are there any questions?
You're gonna love.
Even after you take off the gloves, you still wash your hands.
Yes.
I mean, I would definitely do that, but I'm just trying to understand the
Yes.
science behind it.
Think about it being a dirty hand.
So
even though
imagine,
you have
so what
gloves on.
the process of that is that they want to say that even though you have gloves, it's not 100% barrier. So because of that, you still want to wash your hands after you remove your gloves.
And especially if those gloves
See
were
this?
soil.
You know, that's like what type of material?
I was going to ask, what
Yeah.
percentage of coverage does the glove provide?
I can't
Like
recall.
80, 90,
I don't
50?
remember.
Probably similar to a condom.
99. There's nothing that's 100.
Nothing's 100. So there you go.
So just know that you don't want to be that 1%.
No, and I mean, some of the organisms do not, you know, you do have to use hand, soap, and water, like for C. diff and those. It does not kill it with the gel. So you really, really want to be careful. This is your health, and what do you want to bring home? Nothing but joy.
Right.
Okay? There's many people I know that leave their shoes outside, you know,
And uniform too.
or leave them in the car. I mean, Lordy knows what's on those floors. So practice safe. I want you guys to be safe. You don't want to be, have your habits organized. This is the semester for growth and, I don't know. So practice thinking before thy is doing. Think about it, because that's how you want to start imprinting the little protocols. You can memorize them, but you want them to be second, you know. And you know, like there's a time where I'll just get feeling like, I've been doing gel all day. I'm about ready for a hand wash, or you know, you just feel it. So, you know, I even get up and wash my hands at home when I'm not at work. So that's
Me
even,
too.
you know, like. Anyway, yes, sir, Mr. Young.
Other than hand washing, is there anything else that we should be aware of? Maybe you don't with the body fluid and you step going like how to wash your
Well, we're going down a serious slope here. If it's just been exposed to a hand that doesn't have anything open, like hangnails, I mean, I always tell everybody, cover every, you know, cut everything you have with Band-Aids, and even that isn't good. I end up washing my hands so much that it doesn't work, but you know, we're on a whole nother decision tree if you have an open sore on your body. So I'd rather stick with, you know, clean, dirty, washing, and if you do, we're going to get there. We have infection control coming down the pipe.
Check to put your hands with the alcohol and like rub it, and you'll feel anything that stings.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, the gel stings.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You know, we have a gel at my hospital that now has been proven better than washing your hands with soap, the germicidal soap, but I still think I like water.
Yeah.
So,
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and split you guys up.
not necessary.
Each person is going to be a
If it's an ISO patient, you're leaving everything in
have
there.
a sink, and you will be doing your actual demonstration. Okay.
Already?
So let me just grab some soap for this area because there's no soap.
Oh my!
And I'm not.
I have some in my office if you want.
Yeah, but